What do you think about your sleep pattern? Do you think you are getting enough sleep? According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 1/3 of adults in America do not obtain efficient sleep. Sleep is essential for us to re-energize our mind and body for our next stressful day. However, due to the workload being heavier over time, we struggle to find time to sleep, which leads to most of us drinking an unhealthy amount of coffee to stay up till the work is done. Another possible factor that causes sleepiness is the usage of electronic devices, which causes eye strain. The question we should be asking is, why should we try to find time to sleep instead of drinking coffee to stay awake? And does the usage of electronic devices play a significant role in our mental and physical state? We hypothesize that if the person is a high technology user, meaning higher exposure of backlit electronics, then the person will experience excessive sleepiness. In order to have a clear understanding, we will be interviewing a few people for their thoughts on the effects of sleep deprivation.
We distributed the surveys to 21 CTU Hong Kong students. Due to the pandemic, the surveys was conducted online and offline in English. The data was recorded as anonymous and self-complete by subject to prevent sensitiveness and dishonest problems. All interviews were conducted with identical participants from the surveys. In order to collect data on participants obtaining efficient sleep and experiencing sleepiness, we used the Airport Sleepiness Scale surveys. The questionnaire was designed with rating scale questions, where respondents were asked how likely they are to doze off or fall asleep in some situations, in contrast to feeling just tired on a scale of 0 to 3. Moreover, we asked the amount of nighttime technology used to determine the relationship with sleeping. The surveys contained questions explaining the experience as high technology users or low technology users. The interview questions focus on the importance of sleeping, understanding their biological clock, the quality of their sleeping, the solution when they lack sleep or have insomnia, and the relationship between sleep deprivation and the daily routine.
Firstly, 19 respondents believe that they are high technology users who frequently use electronic devices. Secondly, half of the participants take over 7 hours to sleep per day, which is an enough sleeping hour suggested by the Sleep Foundation of America. However, over 75% of respondents think they do not get enough sleep, which means the sleep quality may not well. They think that is because they usually game and work at night, which will make them feel tired before sleep. Furthermore, all of the respondents have the behavior that use electronic devices before sleep. The results showed that over 85% of the respondents usually sleep after 1 a.m. and about 62% of the respondents would use electronic devices till 1 a.m. or after. Around 62% of the respondents claim that using electronic devices before sleep is causing an effect in their sleep in a bad way. They believe this behavior not only delays sleep, but also make it difficult for them to sleep because of too many blue lights. Also, half of the respondents would continue to use the electronic device when they think they cannot fall asleep.
For the further analysis, the relationship between the Epworth Sleepiness Scale and the number of hours participants use an electronic device is essential to prove our hypothesis. The graph indicates a positive correlation between the participants' experienced sleepiness while reading and the usage time of the technical device. Next, you can see a high relationship between sleepiness and watching TV, being inactive in a public place, and the usage time. The relationship between sleepiness as a passenger in a car and quantity consumed on device is direct. However, chattering and sitting after lunch without alcohol and resting in the afternoon had a slight relationship. The results suggest that using electronic device might increase sleepiness but do not apply to every situation. Our hypothesis was partially proved by the experiment. Other researchers supported our findings in the experiment. According to the research from the Medicine National Institutes of Health, lights from technical devices can cause excessive sleepiness by suppressing the brain hormone melatonin, which controls the sleep cycle and leads to decreased sleep time. Moreover, increased usage can lead to low sleep quality, insomnia symptoms, and delayed sleeping time. As some of the data did not follow the trend as outlier, there are limitations in our experiments. One of the possible generalizability of the results is limited by the condition of the day. The participant can be influenced by the day's tiredness, which answering the question asking the average sleepiness in the particular situation. Additionally, the time of the survey and the interview can impact the result. If the participants involved in the experiment near the sleep time, they might answer with a higher sleepiness rate based on their present condition.
Based on the information we gathered from the CDC, the National Center for Biotechnology Information, the National Library of Medicine, the Institute of Medicine Committee on Sleep Medicine and Research, and our survey and interview data, we can answer the question of how using electronic devices and our daily routine plays a role in our sleeping routine. Electronic devices are one of the most significant factors and should not be constantly used, as it affects our sleep hormones in negative ways. However, instead of just putting out the technology issue, we should also take care of our bodies and practice having good habits. As our data shows, some people's performance and efficiency get affected even with enough sleep. That perhaps is due to the person's poor habits or misunderstanding of maximizing their sleep sessions. As recommended by the National Health Service, a person has to keep regular hours of sleep, avoid exercising vigorously, and take a warm shower before bed to give your body the ideal temperature for sleep. We hope you find this short documentary helpful, and always remember to get enough sleep.